Hello everybody. So today we are going to see the topic on RFC, that is remote function call. Before we do a remote client copy, so this is one of the important steps we need to create RFC destination. Okay, so basically RFC is a communication between applications in different systems in the SAP environment that includes connections between SAP system as well as between SAP systems and non-SAP systems. So RFC is standard SAP interface for communication between SAP systems. RFC calls a function to be executed in a remote system. So if you are trying to log into another system, then you need to call using RFC. So there are some types of RFC, as we're going to see about that. So the first type of RFC, we call it as a synchronous RFC. What is synchronous? This is the first version of RFC and it's indicated by S RFC. So this type of RFC executes the function call based on synchronous communication, meaning that the systems involved must both be available at the time the call is made. And second, we call it as second type as transactional RFC. We call it as TRFC. So transaction RFC, previously known as asynchronous RFC, but now we call it as a transaction RFC. So this method executes the call function module just once in the RFC server. Okay. The remote system needs to be available at the time when the RFC client program is executing a TRFC. So the TRFC component stores the called RFC function together with the corresponding data in the SAP database under a unique transaction ID. So say if a call is sent and the receiving system is down, the call remains in the local queue. So the calling dialog program can proceed without waiting to see whether the remote call was successful or not. If the receiving system does not become active within a certain amount of time, the call is scheduled to run in a batch. Okay. So basically the disadvantage I will tell you in transaction RFC is the TRFC processes all LUWs independently of one another. Due to the amount of activated TRFC processes, this procedure can reduce the performance significantly in both the send and the target systems. That's why most of them, won't use this type of RFC. The third type of RFC is queued RFC. What is queued RFC? It's basically indicated by queue RFC. This is, for example, say to guarantee that multiple LUWs are processed in the order specified by the application, TRFC can be serialized using queues, that is inbound and outbound queues. So this type of RFC is called queued RFC. So QRFC is therefore an extension of TRFC. It transfers an LUW transaction only if it has no predecessor. Okay. So these are the three types of RFC. Now we will see how we are going to create RFC in an SAP environment. Okay. Now let us take a client 000. I'm logging with TDIC and the password. The transaction used for RFC is SM59. Transaction code is SM59 for creating RFC. So if you see, you have to select the ABAP connection. Okay, here you will create the RFC connection to call other systems. Okay, so how are you going to create the RFC? You have to select the create icon here, and then you have to mention like a RFC name saying that it is, we are creating RFC destination for quality system, QS. Okay, so connection type, you have to specify the connection type. There are so many types of connection. So which connection you want? You want the connection to ABAP system. So there are other connections, but you need to select the connection to ABAP system. Here you can give the description saying that this RFC destination has been created for quality system. Once you given this, then you need to save. Okay, once you click on save, then it will ask the target host of that other system. So since it is a single system, if you know the IP address, you will know the IP address of the quality system and the system number for that system. Okay, so say for example, I am taking this system as a remote system. Okay, and 192.168.10.10 is the target host and system number is 00. Okay, and save. Okay, so what is saying, the destination RFC QAS saved. So we made a RFC connection for QAS. So see, as you know, I have given the IP address here, but once I click the save, it changed to basic receiver. I didn't do anything. So that means I told before also that the IP address and the computer name, nothing but the same thing. Okay, so once you have given, you can, if you want to test the connection, whether you can able to connect to the other system or not, before that you have to check the connection whether it is any error or not. So if you click on the connection test, it says it's successfully connected. Okay, so come back and then try to remote log on, because this need to be tested. So once you remote log on, it's going to the other system. So start SAP easy. So this is how a RFC connection will be created in an organization. So likewise, you can connect to n number of systems by using RFC. So how to create the RFC? By using transaction code SM59. Okay, so thank you so much for this session. We'll be seeing a remote client copy in our next session. Bye.